You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts.
All right, Black and White Sports supporters. Well, let's talk about this afternoon's Netflix game. First of all, I've just got to come out and say it, and maybe my cat will say it too. The Houston Texans, boy, they feel fraudulent, do they not? Wow. I mean, really? Boy, that's a first-round exit if there ever was one. So, Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen are in an MVP battle. And a couple of weeks ago, it felt like Josh Allen had really sort of wrapped it up. But after today, I'm not so sure because Lamar Jackson broke a very prominent record, a record that a lot of us, if you're my age, are real familiar with. And that is, of course, the most rushing yards ever, all time, for a quarterback. And we watched what we considered to be, at the time, the GOAT of rushing quarterbacks ever to break it. And Lamar's still pretty damn young, okay? Pretty young, which is my favorite player of all time is actually Steve Young. And he was sort of one of the running quarterbacks before it was a thing, before it was in vogue to do. And to give you an idea of what he was like, 4,200 yards and 43 rushing touchdowns. And he was considered a running quarterback, right? And, of course, Hall of Famer, et cetera, et cetera. Well, this game today was ugly. 34-10, Ravens. Lamar Jackson, 16 of 22, 152, 2 passing TDs. 11 for 100, 2 rushing touchdowns. All right, now before the game, Lamar had 37 passing touchdowns. All right, but I think he only had, if I saw this correctly, 3 rushing touchdowns. So now he's got 5 rushing touchdowns. It's wild. He's got over 6,000 rushing yards now in his career, and he is having a monstrous season. And I got to think, and we'll look at some reaction to this, I got to think this may end up putting him taking home yet another MVP. And you're seeing, this is Bleacher Report that put this out. He passed Michael Vick, folks. I mean, just hearing that out loud is pretty wild to even think about. Cam Newton's on here. Randall Cunningham, who was unbelievable, was on here. And people forget, yeah, that's Russell back there. That's Russell Wilson back there. And it's pretty unbelievable. It really is. Little reaction from this. How about a guy saying he didn't realize Russell ran that much? Where have you been? Russell was one of the best running quarterbacks in the league for about 8 or 9 years there. What the hell is Russell Wilson doing? I didn't realize he ran that much in Seattle. He was an absolute dual threat, without a doubt. It's Lamar's world. Easily the best dual threat quarterback the NFL has ever seen. His career isn't even halfway over. Well, that may be the part that puts him up there. You got to remember, these guys were doing it against defenses that, to say they played a nastier game would be the understatement of the century, all right? All right? I mean, Steve Young's 4,300 yards. If he played today, I would imagine he would be giving Lamar Jackson hell right now. I believe it. I really do. Lamar's the GOAT. Lamar's going to be Vick 2.0. Future Hall of Famer, without a doubt. He's cruising. I mean, you got 2 MVPs. Lamar's issue is always going to be, going forward, look, he's put together unbelievable regular season numbers. He's got to perform in the playoffs, all right? That's where your legacy is made. This guy said he's not all that. He's mid at best. Look, a lot of people out there are still like he's a running back. Look, I mean, you don't throw for 162 passing touchdowns and be considered a running back in the league. Even I'm not going to fall under that spell. MVP, wow. Best mobile quarterback ever. It's up for the debate, but he's there. He's the GOAT, goated. He's going to crush the record. He's still so young. And let me just take a look. He's 27, folks. You got to figure at least he's going to play 6 more years. There's going to be some unbelievable numbers by the time he gets done. I do want to point something out, though. He's not quite got 20,000 passing yards yet. That's pretty shocking, to be honest, in this day and time. I thought it would be higher. 20,000. He's going to crush the record. He's still so young. Most obvious MVP. 41 fewer games played. That's probably the most impressive part about all this. MVP him, greatest of all time, MVP. He should be a running back, to be honest. You got folks out there still feel that way. 7 years less. What a massive win. It was a big win. Here's a guy for Cam right here. Bleep all that. Cam Newton was him in his MVP season. Cam Newton's MVP season was ridiculous. It really was. MVP, that guy. Running back, GOAT. There's another GOAT. That's just gross. Yeah, Michael Vick, you deserve it. That's wild. Vick was ridiculous back in the day. Guys, I'm going to tell you, Michael Vick played off game one time against the Green Bay Packers. That was one of the damnedest spectacles you'd ever seen in your life. And they absolutely weren't supposed to be able to do anything in that game, and he was something else. I mean, seriously, MVP of the league right now. I've got my dog losing his mind. Unbelievable. Lamar Jackson surpassing Michael Vick for the most rushing yards by a quarterback is a historic achievement. Solidifies his position as one of the most dynamic, revolutionary players in the NFL. Look, it's great. It's a big stat. I get it. But you got to perform in the playoffs when it comes to NFL legacy. We know that. If Dan Marino just had one Super Bowl ring, we would be talking about Dan in a whole different way, because from a just purely quarterback standpoint, Dan Marino was top 5 ever. And I'm not sure people understand that because, well, you got guys with rings. Peyton, Brady, Elway, and the list goes on. So for Lamar, especially considering he's got that big-ass contract right now, he's got to show something in the playoffs. It's going to be interesting to see how the rest – I think this MVP thing down to the last 2 games now. I mean, if anything, it's neck and neck, him and Josh Allen. Look, Saquon Barkley should really be getting a lot of MVP love. And I'm going to be honest, I would probably vote for him over those other 2. Not even because I'm tired of seeing quarterbacks win it. Saquon is having a crazy season. Derrick Henry, too. Let's be honest. Tell me what you think. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.